Okay, we're back. This is the third time I've tried to light this candle on the fire sign readings, just so we can get going. So I need your energy. There we go. So I am doing the fire sign reading for August 2025. We're going to tap in. We're going to see what's happening with our fire signs. As always, if any of these messages don't feel like they align for you, then they probably aren't for you. Take only what you need and leave the rest. And bless and clear everything. We're going to bless and clear our lives. I've tried to do this reading so many times, but we are no longer trying. We are doing. We are setting our intention that we are going to have a clear reading that is going to be helpful for all those involved. I ask that any and all messages that come through for the highest good only, with clarity and understanding. Okay, we are here. You can't see the candle anymore. It's slightly out of the frame, but you can see the cards, and that's all that matters. My candle's a little bendy too. Oh no. Okay. Focus. Focus. Okay. Are you guys feeling a little out of focus? Because I feel like I am. Okay. We're grounding in. Let's start with the general energy reading for the fire signs in the month of August 2025. The general energy reading. I feel like you guys are, I'm seeing a you. So it's like almost you're looping back to things. There are things, situations that you are looping back to in August. That can be work related, that can be relationship related. It's almost like there is you're not quite in a full circle, but you are moving into a full circle energy. Full circle energy, Ace of Pentacles. And I think in many ways, fire signs, you've been seeking closure on something. So Knight of Pentacles is that seeking energy. It's moving towards places where you're looking for a solution in whatever that is. And you'll know specifically what yours is. But in August, the energy is finally complete because you have the ace. The ace is above the seated cards on in any suit. So above the king, queen, knight, and page. So this is the full completion of the suit. It can also be the beginning of the suit in some ways, but usually I read it as above. So, excuse me, in that way, I think in August you are finally completing something. There is a completion, an energetic completion to a situation that you've been waiting for a long time to complete. And I always say, whatever the thing is that first comes to your mind, fire signs, it's probably that thing. So just know that that completion is coming. And will it be a satisfactory completion? Maybe, maybe not, but one way or another, it will be completed. Okay, let's see if there's any other general cards coming up for August 2025. Okay, Nine of Swords. So what I'm getting from this, if you see Nine of Swords often has to do with internal emotions. So this is a lot of heavy energy. You see the dark crow energy, but then you see this lighter energy, this spirit energy coming in and kind of pushing the crows off. So to me, that says that any dark and dense energy, emotional energy in particular, that you've been holding on to is finally being moved away and out. And I think part of what that has to do with fire signs is, again, this completion of this cycle, this energy that you have been waiting for. So to me, that's very much a good sign. But it also, and I'm going to say this, it opens to an opportunity for you to surrender to the universe, to the way that the universe sees fit to complete this situation. because it may not always be in the way that we wanted or wished, but it is the way that is best for us on our path, right? So that also entails you in that surrender, letting go of any emotional ties to the situation, whatever the outcome is, right? Because you can't actually move on beyond that situation without releasing the emotional ties. And that's your job, because the universe is going to handle it, but you have to be able to also release. Not necessarily heal or, at this moment, but at least let go of those things. And that is a growth pattern for you. So you see the Six of Cups, it's a young boy growing into a man with his dog, right? So that is you learning to grow, fire signs. And part of this situation is you recognizing that you are growing through it. Whatever the situation is, apply it to your own personal situation. Okay, let's get in. I'm going to start with Leo because it is Leo's season. Happy birthday, Leo. I hope you have an exciting and fiery birthday because you will. Being you. Okay. I'm getting let go of the seriousness, Leo. I don't know what it is because I don't often find Leo in a way to be serious. Certain things they are definitely very serious about. But it's almost like you're stuck in this seriousness and it's time for joy. It's your season, right? So it's time for you to kind of light up the room and come in and like own your joy, Leo. So if there is any seriousness happening in your life where you feel like you're stuck in this tone, let it go for your birthday month, let it go for your season. And a lot of the seriousness that's coming through around you, Leo, is either around a broken heart. I'm not going to say either. It's around a broken heart. So Four of Swords is often broken heart energy. It's, over a relationship, over something that you thought you would have. And so you're struggling against yourself, Leo, and you shouldn't be struggling against yourself in your season. So it's time to kind of like put that struggle to rest, if just for a moment, and enjoy yourself. Because I do think that you're going to find some movement when you do that, Leo. I think that it's just, again, we're talking about that surrendering energy that we got in the general reading, is surrendering. And not thinking that something is going to be some way, some situation, some person, whatever is going to be some way, and just letting it be what it is and going to enjoy yourself, Leo. So let's, Leo for August 2025, Leo for August 2025, Leo for August to 2025, the Tower moment. Yeah. So you're definitely going to have some sort of judgment, some reclamation, some sort of ending happening. And in some ways for you, I think it's almost celebratory in the way it's coming through. Like you are happy with the way that it's ending. Or if you are not happy now, later on, you are going to be happy about it because I think that you're going to find out some things. If this is romantic related, I think you're going to find out some things that are going to be like, oh, yeah, that was the right choice, or that was the right way for that situation to end. I feel like there's a lot coming up that has been hidden in the depths from you, Leo, and we're specifically talking about romantic relationship that you're going to see only later down the line. It's going to become clear to you. So right now is the time for surrender. Right now is the time not to fight yourself, Leo. Right now is the time to just enjoy where you are and who you are and who you've become through your trials and tribulations, because you've evolved, right? You've evolved into this new part of yourself. Ace of Cups, emotions. So you've up leveled in your emotions. You've up leveled in the way that you are present for yourself, Leo. So in your next relationship, if you seek relationship, you are ready for it, right? It's definitely giving that Cardi B song, we're going outside, right? We're stepping outside. That's what it's giving. So you're coming out of that relationship. You're like, I'm just going outside. And that's what Leos know how to do best. They know how to be outside and be seen. right? So do what you do best, Leo. Okay, we're going to tap into Aries for August 2025. August 2020. That's a lot of cards, Aries. We're not doing that right now. We're not doing all these cards. We need a clear message. A clear. Okay, Aries. Okay. This is it. Okay. So, where you have been in a waiting game, again, in the general reading, we were talking about the closing out of a cycle, a relationship, a situation. This is exactly what we're talking about. Aries, we're talking about you're going from the waiting game and you have the chariot, so you have this energy that's tandem together. It's very quickly going to move from the waiting game into the movement for you. And I do think that whatever this situation is that we read for at the beginning for all the signs, for you in particular, it's like a coin is flipped almost immediately. So it's either you making a decision or the universe making a decision for you, and that energy immediately comes in and changes. August is like you're starting the month in one energy and you're ending in a very different energy. And so just be prepared for that immediate flipping, because it's almost like you're trying to get your bearings and you're like, oh shit, like what just happened within like 24 to 48 hours, as I'm hearing, like that the energy is just going to shift. So definitely be prepared for that. That's the opportunity, that's the insight that's coming in, that's the message that's coming in for you. I just want to get a little more clarity around this card, the Ace of Wands. Spirit, if you could give me a little more clarity on your message for Aries during August 2025. It's saying don't get caught in the net. Don't get caught in the net. What does that mean? Don't get caught in your own net. That's interesting. So I think part of the way that's coming through, Aries, is like we have this idea of ourselves that we've created over a lifetime, and it changes a little bit, but most of us kind of hold true to who we are and our identity. And so it's almost like, Aries, that you are getting caught in the net of your identity, of who you think you are or what you call yourself or the work you do and this and this and this. And there is this opportunity for you to free yourself from that net of your identity by doing things differently, and not just by doing things a little bit differently, doing them very differently. So when you're thinking of certain things, certain situations, and how you would normally show up and present yourself to, how can you flip that coin on its head? How can you change it in a way that would be beneficial to you, and would show up in the way that you would most want to show up in your life, or have not necessarily other people see you, but for yourself, showing up in a certain way. So I'm seeing a lot of like, with this energy, Aries, changing your day to day. If you haven't already, if you haven't had the urge to change your day to day, change up your schedule in the ways that you can. We all have to, do our jobs, whatever that job is, go to work. For those of us who have to. But in and around your personal time, Aries, how can you really drastically change what you're doing or how you function out in the world, and just play around with that? I'm getting this like playful energy. And that's part of where this kind of coin flipping is coming in, Aries, is instant. Because once you start playing with that energy, once you start letting go of how you show up in your personal life, and, say like after work, you sit down and watch TV as relaxation. Maybe instead you go to the gym or go on a run or you go to the ocean, whatever. So you're changing that dynamic and you're getting this fresh air, this fresh oxygen in, and it's just burning that fire for you. It's just changing things so dynamically for you very quickly in August. So, play around with who you are, play around with your identity, play around with, how you show up for yourself, how you show up in your personal time, because I think you're going to find that your identity is more fluid than you think it is. And it's funny that we have the Judgment card on the bottom because you see there's two very different identities showing up. So you may think yourself as this person and be so sure that that's who you are, Aries, when in fact you're fully capable of being this person. It just requires that surrender and letting go. All the fire signs are surrendering and letting go in August. Okay, that was a pretty good read. Let's get into, where are we? Our Sagittarius. Sagittarius for August 2025. What do we need to know? I'm always getting like chunks of cards. We're not taking that many, so we really need to be clear. Sagittarius, Spirit, please give us a message for Sagittarius in August 2025. Give us a clear message. And wait a second. Why? Now, I don't usually pull cards specifically out of the deck, but I'm pulling this one because holy shit, for some reason. And there was another one. Where was it? There was a man. Where was he? Not that man, although he's beautiful. Hang on. Sagittarius. I saw it and now I can't see it. Okay, it's going to come back to us if it's meant to come back to us. But I was definitely getting a pull to pull the lovers for you. So that's pretty exciting. If you know, you know. Okay. So in the way that Leo, we were talking about stepping out of a relationship, right? I almost said relationship. That's not inaccurate, Leo. Sagittarius is stepping in. And this is a whole lot of fire. And what's happening here, Sag, in August, is your shadow self comes out to play because you're like, oh my God, what is this? All of a sudden out of nowhere. And I don't pull cards out of the deck like that unless I am absolutely sure that that card is for you. Because look at what's showing up on the bottom of the deck. That is the relationship card. That is the balanced relationship. You see how they're holding hands? You see how they're holding hands. They just want to be together. When I'm right, Sag. There's somebody coming in for you, and it's not like a relationship like Leo. I'm going to trademark that, so just kidding. You guys can use it if you want to. This is the real deal, Sag. This is a hot and heavy relationship for you, and wow. It's definitely passionate. And what I'm getting for you is almost another fire sign or an air sign, Sag. So these are like the ones that are going to just make you burn brighter because the energy is very similar. So it's either the exact same or it's the opposite. Fire, air, right? So fire, fire. Two sides of the same coin, like we were talking with Aries. It's either the same coin or it's two separate sides. So this is how this relationship is coming through for you, Sag. It's a fire. It's a fiery relationship. Ooh, oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. King of Wands. That is the type of passion player you want to see, Sag. That is it. So when this person comes in, they definitely have a fire energy. They might even be a Leo with the lion coming in the back. So those double fire signs can get really, really hot. So just be aware of that. But it's very passionate. I'm also seeing it for you guys around art and or creation. So if you start to explore something new, something artistic, something creative, it's almost like you're meeting someone through that and instantly connecting, like being on the same level. You know, when you talk the same language as someone, even though you've never spoken to them before. You just speak each other's language. That's what I'm getting. So, put yourself into places where you are vibrant creatively. If you are single, if you are looking, even if you're not, because there is this energy of meeting the right people in August 2025 for you creatively, passionately, sensually. They're just ringing your bell, Sag. They're ringing your bell, and they're hitting the right tones. So, where in the past they were hitting all the wrong tones, right? And they were hiding things. I don't feel like these people have this person coming in, I don't feel like they have these negative intentions. They are very much just themselves, and they show up as themselves. And that's the type of person that you'd be interested in. Ooh. I like it. I like it for you, Sag. I'm going to do one more pull. We might do it. Is my spirit animal cards deck? I don't know. I've been enjoying kind of doing a separate pull for the signs. I've been doing pocket animals, or I've been doing crystals. And since I can't find where the pocket animals are, we're going to do the crystals. This is the Lavish Earth deck. And we're going to get a crystal for the fire signs during August. Crystal for the fire signs during August. Right off the bat. Scolasite has an ancient system in place to support and protect as you move to the next level of growth, fire signs. Think of Scolasite as laying a firm foundation, one that balances and aligns with effects that are long-lasting. Scolasite can be used effectively with vetiver. Vetiver is a grass that is sown wherever there is erosion because its strong roots prevent more soil loss. Your key... Excuse me, that was such a weird sound. I'm trying not to choke. I'm sorry. Your key words are alignment, nervous system, and foundation, fire signs. And there is a proverb. It says, with a stout heart, even a mouse can lift an elephant. So that is your crystal for the month of August, fire signs. If you are getting out of a relationship into a passionate romance, if you are stepping outside your comfort zone, that's all that's coming in for you in August. My name is Lindsey Rose. This is Storyteller Tarot. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you would like your own reading. Please check out the link in bio, and I do hope that you are all well and that you continue on your path. Thank you so much.